Although nothing has been verified, there are rumors that producers are thinking of making significant changes to the show's lineup. According to people close to the production, Kirk and Mendeecees may be on thin ice, and if that fans recall how tensions between Kirk and Mendeecees erupted at the previous season's finale. And if that wasn't enough, sources indicate that casting directors have already begun looking for fresh faces to mix things up. The argument went to a level that nobody anticipated. The fallout was nasty, and although both men attempted to minimize it on social media, the harm had already been done. According to insiders, executives at Love and Hip Hop were not. According to an industry insider, there have been talks about making modifications, particularly in light of the criticism, and they may now be looking for a method to phase them out after being unhappy with the negative publicity it brought to the brand. The network wants drama from that battle, but they don't want things to get out of hand. However, the interesting part is that producers are already trying out new cast members, and some, according to certain insiders, some fresh faces have already been approached, and cameras have begun to roll to see how they fit into the current dynamic, which has sent shockwaves through the Love community. Certain of the names being thrown around are crazy, and the hip-hop community, where fans wonder if Kirk and Mendeecees' days are really over. However, Kirk Frost isn't dying easily. He's been a part of the brand for years, and according to insiders, he's been doing. Kirk knows how reality TV works and did all in his power to persuade producers to let him stay. A close source disclosed that he knows that drama keeps viewers interested, but he didn't anticipate the blowback to be this severe. And then there's due to his previous history and ongoing personal issues. Mendeecees' situation is even more problematic. While some fans think producers would view him as a burden, others contend that heifers too much to the show to be replaced. And while speculation about their possible replacements has been rampant, social media has been inundated with discussions over whether or not hip-hop and Love would ever be the same without these two, making the rounds, and some of the names are causing people to take notice. One name that keeps coming up is Jasmine Blue, a rising star in the Atlanta entertainment scene. Although she isn't yet well known, she has been making waves in the field, and producers may view her as the ideal addition to stir things up. But it's still unclear who is going and if she's joining. In addition to Jasmine Blue, a number of other names have been floated, including some well-known. There has been a lot of stress behind the scenes as Kirk and Mendeecees scramble to determine whether they still have a future on the program because of faces that could make unexpected comebacks. Another source revealed, despite everything, Kirk and the men are adamant about keeping their positions since they have established their brands through the program and they cannot afford to leave. People are picking sides, and it is not looking good for them. However, the network's reticence on the subject is making matters worse. According to reports, Kirk has been calling for clarification, but the producers are remaining silent, which is leaving viewers in the dark. The tension behind the scenes is only becoming worse, and some cast members are even avoiding Kirk and Mason out of fear of being caught in the middle of the rumors. Is this really the end for Kirk and Maisie drama? Some are secretly wishing to leave because they view it as a chance to take center stage. But whatever happens next, it's certain that Love and Hip Hop are going through some significant changes, and not everyone will make the cut. And Kirk was about to lose his mind when he got the call that sent him into a tailspin. Someone close to the production had just revealed disturbing new information, and producers had already started. When he was filming with possible replacements, he understood that this was more than just a rumor. It was true. The only thing left to decide was who would take his position. and Kirk Frost sat in awe at the unexpected news. He had been in the game for too long to ignore the fact that producers were already filming with possible replacements. This was about more than just rumors anymore. It was about his future in love. And Kirk had performed his role effectively, knowing how to add drama and keep people talking. But this time it seemed different, because it wasn't about what he did. Hip-hop and worse Mendeecees were likely in the similar situation for years. Could do to save his spot, but it appeared that the decision had already been made without his input. So he picked up the phone right away and called Mendeecees. The call was tense. "Bro, have you heard that they're there?" On the other end, DC exhaled deeply. "Yeah, man, I've been hearing things, but I wasn't trying to believe it this and just talk anymore," Kirk remarked, scratching his brow. "We might really be out, mens." Mendeecees wasn't wrong. Love and hip-hop thrive on rumors and behind the scenes, so they don't just drop people like that before answering. Instead, they build the drama first, making people question if we're truly leaving it to them. Scenes of mayhem. If the producers truly wanted to add more cast members, they wouldn't just make the announcement. Instead, they would let the drama play out and let the public guess before making any formal announcements. However, this appeared like a power maneuver, and fans were already discussing on social media whether Kirk and MDC should remain on the program, or if it required new characters. Some of them were moral claiming that without them, the program wouldn't be the same, and that they were ready for something different. One Twitter user wrote, "Honestly, Love and Hip Hop needs to switch it up. Kirk and M have been on the show for a very long time, so it's time for a new cast. I don't think these allegations are true. There's no way they're firing Kirk and Mendeecees because they add too much drama to the program." However, one tweet in particular truly grabbed Kirk's attention. Someone shared a grainy picture from a production. Jasmine Blue was standing in the center of the set, and she wasn't by herself. The description, which read, "Love and Hip Hop producers spotted filming with new faces. Is this the next generation Kirk?" made Kirk feel cold. Jasmine Blue had been on his radar for some time. She was desperate for attention and would stop at nothing to gain it. If she was involved, this was a major situation, and the worst part was the woman standing next to her in the Kurt's heart fell when he saw the leap photo of Ashley Monet, a former acquaintance of his. She had a history with him that was unresolved, and if she was being brought in, the producers were unquestionably establishing a plot point involving him, and that's when he realized that this wasn't just about dismissing him from the show. They were going to reveal his many C's. On the other hand, he was coping with his own mess. The rumors regarding his replacement had begun to get traction, and to make things worse, Yandy Smith had been remarkably quiet about the situation. Normally, she would quickly put a halt to rumors in order to protect their position on the show, but this time she wasn't speaking. MCs couldn't get rid of the sensation that something was being withheld from him. His gut told him something wasn't right at the moment, and suddenly, he received a call from a friend who, I don't know if you heard, but I worked in production, and they're testing out new cast members. They have someone who could cause you problems. MC sat up straight. "What do you mean by a problem?" The line became silent for a moment before the other person spoke again, and this time it was someone stating, "They have receipts on you, bro." I'm not sure what they're talking about, but they're saying they have evidence of some things you did before you left. Men. And BC's froze before he left. Meant prior to his prison term, which implied that he had purportedly changed his ways and become a family man It also implied that someone was trying to destroy him, while Jasmine Blue was enjoying the attention she had always desired. After years of being in love and hip-hopping, it appeared that her time had finally arrived. She was aware that her name had been circulating and wasn't going to pass up the chance, so she went live on Instagram, her followers swarming there. You have to wait to see that Jasmine wasn't denying anything, but she wasn't confirming it either. Comments, girl, are you joining the cast? Did you replace Kirk? Jasmine smirked and flipped her hair. The internet went crazy when you revealed that you and Ashley Monet had been filming together. What's the tea? Jasmine's smile widened even more as she leaned in close to the camera. Oh baby, the tea is hot and y'all are not ready. As the minutes passed, the gossip pages began to feature news about Jasmine Blue and Ashley Monet, bringing huge Jera to love and hip-hop. Kirk was in trial, and Mendy was seeing his troubled history come back to haunt him. The pressure was on. Me since I had receipts. Kirk Frost couldn't stay still because his phone was exploding with messages, and Kirk and Mendeecees were running out of time. Whether they liked it or not, they had to quit playing since their replacements had already moved in. He went through social media, his jaw tightening as he read the never-ending barrage of comments. Some from industry pals, some from love and hip-hop insiders, and some from fans. If Kirk and Mendeecees are indeed gone, I might actually start watching again. You had better start searching for a new job, because Jasmine and Ashley are going to take over. Imagine being fired from your own show by your own dramatist. Kirk threw his phone down on the screen, shocked that this wasn't just a rumor and that the public was believing it. To make matters worse, the producers weren't even attempting to stop it. His initial impulse was to address Jasmine Blue directly, because if she was truly involved in this and was assisting the producers in creating this narrative against him, she needed to understand that she was playing with. I was wondering when you reached out, cut the games, and Jasmine Kirk snapped. I know what's happening, you. Fire took up her number and called her. It rang twice. And then, Mim, look who it is. Jasmine answered, with a tone full of amusement. Jasmine softly laughed. I think you're clever, but I see what you're doing. Oh, Kirk. You're acting like I made this decision the producers phoned. Me, they chose me. And you know why Kirk's possession of the public is tired of you. So they tighten their phones. Guess what? They want more drama. And who could be more qualified than the woman who knows exactly what skeletons you've been hiding? Kirk's stomach fell, and Jasmine knew things. She wasn't bluffing. Jasmine Kirk warned in a low voice. You don't know what you're getting into, but I do. Adding, things that could ruin his reputation, his marriage, hell, even his entire career. It wasn't just about being replaced. It was about his history, coming back to haunt him. If Jasmine had receipts, then Kirk's mind was racing. This time, you don't control the storyline, she said, and abruptly hung up. Yandy was still being far too silent about the rumors, and for the first time in a long time, NYCs were beginning to notice that she was in serious difficulty. While Kirk was coping with his own nightmare, and Cees was facing a whole different issue, he felt as though his own wife was hiding something from him. So one evening after his children had gone to bed, he approached her. Yandy, you haven't mentioned the replacement drama, so why doesn't she even glance up? Her comment struck him like a smack in the face. You're supposed to have my back, she said, because it's not my battle to fight Mendeecees if they're replacing you. He shot back, you think. Yandy let out a sigh and placed her phone down, saying, Listen, the producers don't care about loyalty if they think new faces will bring more ratings. I can just sit here and let some new cast members come in and push me out. MCs nodded and Yandy's frown softened as he said, "Make it happen. The only thing you can do is prove you're still valuable to the show." "How do I do that?" Yandy asked, clenching his jaw. Slowly, he was going to give the producers exactly what they wanted in terms of drama. The following day, Mendeecees called up a reliable source at a prominent gossip blog, someone he knew would publish a story without questioning its veracity. "I have something for you, whether you like it or not." He urged them to make sure it became viral within a few hours. A headline went viral online, saying, "Mendeecees fights back against love and hip-hop producers refuse to be replaced." Fans took to the comments section, saying, "Oh, so Mendeecees aren't going down without a fight. So let's keep it cool. I knew he wasn't going to just walk out like that. So they had best give him his place back. They're trying to push him out for no apparent reason, but I don't feel like this." Compelling the producers to recognize him, and if they believed they could get rid of him so quickly, they would soon discover that he wasn't someone to be replaced. However, while the Mendeecees were struggling to remain in the game, Kirk's circumstances were. Ashley Monet had just made her first public speech, and she went live on Instagram while sitting in a dark room. Her voice was so full of passion that I wasn't even going to talk about it, but since people keep asking, yes, I have been filming with Hip Hop and Love, and let me just say that some people are going to receive expos on Instagram. The comments section exploded, but no, we need to know who she is. Ashley chewed her lip, as though considering whether or not to say more about Kirk, but she eventually said, "Let's just say some people have been out here playing innocent when they know they did some dirty things back in the past." Kirk's M was already being dragged, and worst of all, he had no idea what Ashley was going to tell. However, one thing was for sure. This wasn't just about the day, and I had the receipts, a replacement plot point any longer. Instead, it was about a reckoning, as the rumors of Kirk Frost and MC Harris's replacement grew stronger. The Love and hip-hop fanbase became split. Social media erupted in conflicting responses with hashtags like Keep Kirk and Mendeecees and Newer LH, while some believed that replacing such seasoned cast members would destroy the core of the show, trending concurrently. But behind the scenes, Kirk and MCs weren't backing down easily. Kirk, who had always taken pride in being a businessman, initially made contact with his industry. According to insiders, he called up executive producers and even executives in an attempt to find out if VH1 was indeed considering replacing him. He also wanted to determine how much influence he still had within the series. Attempted to contact Mona Scottum herself, demanding explanations, but Mendeecees took a totally different tack. He was incensed not only at the performance, but also at how swiftly people were prepared to discredit him. After, he reportedly rallied support from other cast members to demonstrate that he and Kirk were still vital to the plot, despite the years he had spent making Love and hip-hop what it was. However, with each call he made, he was greeted with hesitancy, since nobody wanted to be in the midst of a possible conflict between the makers and the actors. Yandy Eva, the strategist, was already anticipating whether MCs were indeed on the chopping block. Did that imply that she would still be a member of the team, or that she would also be replaced? She allegedly began talking to her team about possible contingency plans in case things went south. However, no formal declaration was issued by VH1 during the Kirk and Mendeecees battle for a seat, which only served to increase the rumors. Then, just when everyone believed that things couldn't get much messier, an unnamed insider shockingly revealed a list of possible new cast members who were allegedly being considered to replace Kirk and M. The names included Rico Prince, an up-and-coming influencer with connections to the business, and Jasmine Blue, an up-and-coming, when fans learned that a rapper known for his outrageous antics was on the list. They were struck in disbelief. Why was VH1 going outside of the original group to bring in new faces? The tension escalated when Jasmine took to Instagram Live to address the rumors, playing coy when she said, "I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, why not Love and Hip Hop needs new?" She didn't deny that she had been in talks with producers. Was this confirmation that Kirk and Ems were indeed being replaced, adding fuel to the fire? A purported leak screenshot, purportedly depicting Kirk himself. Energy. Don't you think just one sentence was enough to ignite social media? In response to Jasmine's remarks, the purportedly private message from his account said, "Ain't nobody taking my spot, been here too long for that." However, some fans conjectured that the screenshot might not have been authentic. So keep an eye on Mendeecees. He didn't hold back when he decided to confront the issue head-on during a surprise laughter session. And I must stress that you shouldn't accept everything you hear. Some individuals are just trying to stir things up, but the true ones know the truth. As the curiosity grew more intense, fans sought to Love and Hip Hop producers for clarification after his enigmatic response left them wondering if he was refuting the accusations or implying that something was going on behind closed doors. Answers. But once more, VH1 provided neither confirmation nor denial, which led many to assume that the whole thing was a PR gimmick to generate excitement for the next season. At this time, however, one thing was certain. Whether Kirk and the men enjoyed it or not, the question still stood. Could they maintain their position? Or was the franchise really prepared to move on without them? And suddenly, the Love and Kirk and MCs have been mainstays of the program for years. But if these allegations are accurate, their time may be nearing to an end, as names like Jasmine Blue and Rio Prince are being thrown out, throwing the hip-hop world into total upheaval. Is this only a publicity gimmick to keep fans talking? Or might this truly be the start of a whole new era for the franchise? The drama is undoubtedly far from MC, and Kirk will fight back and return to their position. Or will we see new faces dominate the scene and more? Most importantly, what are your thoughts on this? Do you believe there could be a shake-up? Love and does hip-hop require fresh vitality? Or should the op stay put? And share your ideas in the please remember to like this in the comments below. Video, click the channel subscribe button and turn on such alerts to ensure you don't overlook unaware of any updates, as this article is just beginning and you won't wish to stay tuned to see what happens next, due to the fact that things are going to get even more pronounced.